The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 131. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of outstanding women finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com to check out amazing blog articles and our killer resources. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a special lady who's all the way from Singapore. She is a transformational coach, a group facilitator, and a successful speaker, and I'm just really honored to have her on today and share her story. You know, she's so amazing. You know, it's just great to have her on. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Yana Fry. Yana, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Of course. Hi, Sheena. It's a pleasure to be on your show. And yes, my name is Yana Fry, and I'm a coach, group facilitator, and speaker. Have been doing it for many, many years now. And I provide accelerated personal growth for entrepreneurs and change makers. And also, last year, we launched the YanaTV, which is an online broadcasted talk show based in Singapore, where we interview successful entrepreneurs and famous entertainers in Pan-Asia.
Wow, that sounds like an awesome show. I'm going to have to check that out myself.
Absolutely.
So, Yana,
maybe you're one of our next YanaTV guests. Who knows?
Oh, that would be pretty awesome. So I will not say no to that for sure. So what's your cultural background?
I was actually born and grew up in St. Petersburg in Russia. And this is where I kind of spent my school and kind of university years. And then at the age of 20, I got a one-way ticket to Europe. And since then, for 15 years, has been traveling around the world.
I love it. I love that you're just going out there, doing your thing, traveling the world and living life on your terms. Because for some people, they just think it's not attainable. But really it is if you just really believe in it and you just go out there and do it regardless of the results. So, you know, it's great that you're doing that so then we can show other people what's possible. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
I have many, but the one for today is, nothing builds self-esteem and self-confidence like accomplishments. Take actions. And that must be me as a coach saying it, you know, because if you want to get where you want to be, you really have to take actions.
I love it. And it's true. Taking action is really the secret to success, right? Everyone wants to know everyone always wants to know what's the secret, right? And I was the same. It's like, what's the secret? Just tell me what the secret is and I'll do it. And then the secret's like, you take action. It's like, no, really, what's the secret, right?
I know, it goes in loops.
Yeah.
So just it's kind of just stop thinking and just do something. Yeah. Anything.
Totally. So great quote. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
Well, to me, self-confidence means when you do what you want with who you want for as long as you want. Because this is, in my opinion, is an absolute freedom of living the life on your terms.
I love it. And it's true, right? You know, you have to decide what you want to do and not what other people expect you to do. And it can be challenging for some women, right? Because that's all they know. So it's great that they see other people like you who just go out there, get a one-way ticket to the world, and you're just traveling like a boss. And, you know, and
a plane these days.
Yeah. You know, whatever mode of transportation, you're out there living your life and they can see what's possible. So great definition. I love it. And what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Well, I have an interesting story. You know, when I was 19 years old, a friend of mine basically dragged me into my first personal development training. And the trainer was actually a Russian guy, like a big Russian guy in his 50s. I was completely blown away by the training. I loved it. I wanted to be like him. He was my role model. So after the seminar was over, I walked up to him and very genuinely told him that I love what he does and I also want to become a trainer. So this guy looked at me and he said something like, "Sweetheart, get this idea out of your head. You're literally too young, too blonde, and too female. Just get married and have babies." I was like, ouch. And, you know, for almost a decade after this, I kind of believed in what he said. And I didn't have courage to pursue what happened to be my life calling.
Wow, isn't it amazing how a person's perception of you can literally change your life? Like, the same thing happened to me, you know, when I used to work a job. You know, I was at a point where I just wanted something different. I wanted to have a different job, you know, different position, because I was able to accomplish a lot already. So I was, looking for places to work for and different opportunities. And my old coworker at the time, who was also a man, I was telling him what was happening, and he's like, I don't know why you're looking for a job, right? I mean, you already get paid more than enough as a woman, right?
Ouch.
Yeah. And he's like, you don't need to look for any other job. You got it good right here. And for the longest time, I believed him, and I was stuck at that job for 12 years because I believed what one person told me. So it's really crazy what happens when we believe in what other people tell us, which is why it's so important to believe in ourselves, right? So we can
Absolutely.
realize our true capabilities. And, what was that aha moment in your life when you realized, you don't have to believe what that guy told you, right? You're not just about getting married and having babies. You are here for a purpose. You have that life calling. What was that moment in your life?
Well, first I struggled for about 10 years because I was very stubborn and I was trying to figure out everything on my own. Like I thought I knew better. So, but then I guess life, was really generous to me. And one day I moved to Singapore and I met a friend who happened to be life and leadership coach. And he was literally the first coach I have actually seen in my life. So one day I shared with him that I also wanted to do this. And I had this accident, with that particular guy. And my friend offered to coach me through. And it took literally maybe only 45 minutes. And my biggest realization from my first coaching conversation was that I trapped myself into a vicious cycle of a self-destructing belief about who I am, what the world is, and kind of about what I can and cannot do that kept me there stuck for years until I finally realized that I have to just let it go, because I'm just basically who I choose to be, not what other people tell me.
I love it. I'm glad you were able to make that realization because there's so many people out there who don't, right? I mean, and it could go back from when they were kids and they don't even realize it, and it's been stuck with them and ingrained in their heads for the longest time and not be even aware of it. So I'm glad you were, aware of what you were doing and you were able to correct that. And, because of that realization, what's your life like now? Other than being the world traveler.
Well, to me it was a huge jump because kind of being stuck for 10 years with this dream, to be a coach. And then literally after that 45 minutes conversations, 3 days later, I enrolled into my first coaching training at International Coach Academy. And it's never stopped. Since then, I traveled worldwide. I studied with the best teachers. And kind of 5 years forward, here I am today doing it myself, coaching entrepreneurs and change makers around the world to their fullest potential and running a very successful TV show in Asia, given that I'm a young white woman. What is rather remarkable here.
Awesome. I love it. You're breaking barriers. You're doing something that's out of the ordinary. And I'm sure when you had this idea, people probably, told you you're nuts.
They rolled their eyes. Yes, they rolled. They're like, look, honey, it's never going to work out here. You're in Asia.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And you just said, I'm just going to do it.
Exactly what I said. How do you know, Sheena?
I don't know. I guess I'm just a mind reader, but I'm glad you went out there, you did it, and you have a successful TV show in a place where, most people wouldn't even think it's possible, right? So now you've proven that, the impossible is possible, and I'm really glad you're able to do that. And, Yana, for the woman who's listening to your episode, she's in her own journey to self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
I would say stand up for yourself and stand up for your dreams, for what you believe in. Be brave, be vocal, dare to be yourself. Because each one of us has a unique talent and you too born to make a difference. So your biggest responsibility in this life is to find out what your talent is and to share it with as many people as possible.
I love what you said, dare to be yourself, because there's so many people out there who are afraid to be themselves, that, they have to hide behind this mask, or, they have layers of, layers of masks that they're hiding from, and they're just too afraid because of what others might think of them, right? So
absolutely.
So yeah, sometimes it's not easy being yourself, but it's very liberating, right? It's free. You feel so much freedom, and it's this lightness that you have. So, I'm glad you said that. I really love that you said, dare to be yourself, because, it's not as easy as what most people think.
It is not. But to me, it's also the only step you could take towards happiness. Like these days, people always, what is life calling? What is my purpose of life? What is my happiness? What I should be doing? And it's kind of all lies in who you are. You just have to figure out who you are.
Totally, totally. So thanks for sharing that great tip. I love it. And, Yana, if our listeners want to get to know a little bit more about you, what you do, and want to check out your TV show, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Our TV show is very simple. It is YanaTV.com, so YanaTV.com. And they can also check the blog that I post on every week. We have a lot of real life tips and success stories. And it is at yanafry.com-blog. So it will be yanafry.com-blog. And then otherwise, Facebook pages, Twitter is the same handler. We are very active on social media.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing all that info. And our listeners, if you want to connect with Yana, you can also head on over to thetowofselfconfidence.com and search for Yana's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Yana for taking the time to share her story with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sheena. It was a pleasure. I love what you do. Just keep doing it, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been, I love it. I just love helping, women just see their potential, because I just believe in them so much, even more than they realize, right? It's just sharing these stories is what really helps them realize that, if one person can do it, then they have the ability to do it as well. So
agree.
So to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for connecting with us on the Tao of Self-Confidence. Visit thetowofselfconfidence.com for links to everything we chatted about, as well as killer resources, gifts, and so much more.